So we are officially getting more Ascended Heroes product, not in the form of a reprint yet, but a new product. Ascended Heroes Focus Fighters Premium Collection releasing at Sam's Club. So this is just another one of those premium collection boxes that we have seen from many specialty sets, where it's just a bunch of packs and just some promos that are pretty subpar. Ready to Brawl, an Ascended Heroes Focus Fighters Premium Collection will release at Sam's Club on July 21st for $55, which that's in about 3 weeks as of recording this video. It'll be available both in stores and online with limit of 2 per membership. So, they're not saying anything here about the amount that is coming out, but the fact it's going to be both in stores and online makes me think it's going to be at least like a half decent amount. Sometimes with some of these drops where they're just, online, from what I've seen, sometimes the prices don't actually move too much. But usually when you see them, online and in stores, it seems like, at least from what I've seen, it seems like it's usually a larger quantity. But there's no saying exactly how many. But because that will obviously be a big determinant of how prices move, which I'm going to talk about that next. It will come with 14 booster packs of Ascended Heroes, a jumbo version of the Halucha, and all these other cards. Who cares? So Sam's Club previously released exclusive Heavy Hitters Premium Collection. Yeah, so this is basically the Tyranitar box from Prismatic, the Paldean Fates, whatever Pokemon was that premium collection, Blooming Waters, the Sea and Sky box from Crown Zenith. It's all the same thing, right? They're all these. It's just a big box that has these subpar promos and a bunch of packs. Um, so if you're wondering, okay, what the price per pack this is at $55, it comes out to just under $4, which is obviously pretty cheap. So what's going to happen to prices? Well, obviously they're going to go down. Especially this is releasing during a slower period during the summer. It's they're definitely going to move down. It's not going to be one of those things where it's a reprint and prices aren't going to do anything. Yeah, it's going to go down. Now, to what degree, I don't know, because how much is coming out, I don't know. So I'm assuming it's a decent amount because it's in store and online. Right now, packs are going for $14. Just a few months back, these were $11 just 3 months ago. You have to understand that these being $14 right now is with all-time high scarcity. There's been zero reprints or a new product in a while. I believe the last products we got, anything to note, was like when the ETBs were released, right? I'm pretty sure that was like the last time that there was any like notable like new product coming out. Maybe did the booster bundles come out the same time as the ETB, or was it after? I don't know. But yeah, I think these could, potentially drop back to where they were at $11 3 months ago, more or less by a couple, maybe a dollar or so, anywhere in that range. But it's definitely going to drop because, like I said, we're at an all-time high now in scarcity of Ascended Heroes, and now that we are getting more supply, and this is a premium collection box. I know they say premium, but it's basically just a V box. It's just a bunch of packs. The booster pack price is going to come down. Other things that are going to come down in price, card prices will likely come down a little bit. I don't think it's going to be anything crazy, but card prices will come down. How much though, is the thing that I can't tell you. I really think for card prices to really come down, we're going to need some actual like reprints, not just a new product, even though, if this is a decent amount, maybe it'll come down a little bit more than I think. But I think just this one product, I don't think it's going to bring prices down too much, but you may see some slight retracements of some of these cards, because if you look in the past 3 months, these have obviously, held up pretty well, because there's been no more supply of product. There's been nothing. So, you see all these cards in the past 3 months. I'm just going to skip through them here. These are just the top cards. Some of them have dropped a little bit, but for the most part, you can see most of them really haven't done much. They've pretty much just stayed flat. Some of them went down a little bit. Now moving on to like, okay, what's probably not going to drop in price are other products that are holding a premium. So for example, ETBs, they're not going to drop in price from this premium collection box coming out, right? Uh, PC ETBs are not going to drop in price because of this premium collection box coming out, because these are holding a premium over booster packs, because of the sealed nature, possibly the promo card, like the PCTB, but they're just holding a premium over the booster packs, which, this premium collection box, you can basically just consider loose packs being added to the market. So yeah, these are not going to be affected. Now I'm actually curious. I actually didn't pull it up here, but I'm actually wondering booster bundles if they're holding a premium, because if the booster bundles are tied to just the booster pack price, they will also likely come down. So let me see here. They're right now going for like $95, so 95 divided by 6. That's like $15.83 a pack, so that's like a $1.50 premium off the booster pack. The booster bundles may come down in price a little bit. They're holding just a very slight premium. This could potentially drop a little bit if the booster packs drop a decent amount in price. Other than that, though, ETBs, PCTBs, those aren't going to drop. So potentially booster bundles, but mainly just booster packs for sure are going to drop in price. Now, I want to move on into talking about this, which is I find kind of interesting. So if you look back at the prismatic equivalent of this, premium collection box, this Focus Fighters, whatever the thing's called, for prismatic, the equivalent was Lucario Tyranitar box, right? It's the exact same thing, 14 booster packs, with the subpar promos. Interesting though, this released later this month, and this was August, right? So that means it released at end of August. What's interesting is, okay, Prismatic and Ascending Heroes basically both released in like mid-January, right? Or it was is Ascending Heroes at the end of January? I don't know. They both were released in January, right? This was released at the end of August. This is releasing, mid-July. Now, you may be like, okay, that's only like what, a month difference? Like, what's the, significance of that? But what I find interesting is that this released a little bit later, and also we had reprints. Like, we had ETB reprints and probably some other products, but mainly I just know the ETBs were reprinted, and maybe the booster bundles as well, like in May, June, like around that time. And this came out after later. So I'm not sure, because I've been talking about this for a while, right? And I made my prediction, I don't know, some months back. I'm not sure where the actual reprints are for Ascended Heroes, right? Because it seems, unless we get some news here very shortly, it seems like this is coming out before we get any official reprints of like ETBs, booster bundles, which I find kind of interesting. That's a little bit different for Ascended. Because obviously, like I said, Prismatic got this collection box, but we had it after we were getting reprints. Now we are getting this for Ascended Heroes, but this premium collection box is coming before we've gotten any reprints. So I don't know if that means anything, or if this is just, maybe we are going to still get some reprints. I still truly believe at some point soon here we should be getting some actual reprints of Ascended Heroes. One thing I have also been thinking about a little bit is potentially, is Pokemon maybe right now focusing a little bit more on the 30th anniversary and getting a lot of supply for those products, because they know that's probably going to be, a pretty sought after thing, potentially. But just, one small thing to note, I don't know if it really means anything, but we are getting this before we have gotten any actual reprints, whereas Prismatic, we had reprints before the product came out. We'll see what happens. Regardless, I still stand by that we are going to be getting reprints, right? Some pretty heavy reprints. I think when that tide turns, which we are yet to see, because I'm just making this video about a new product, not a reprint, I truly believe that will be the switch of, okay, Ascended Heroes is now being focused and not Prismatic. But so far, we have yet to see a reprint, so I can't, really say that confidently yet. But when that happens, which I've been talking about for literally since, Ascended has come out, that's when, I really think we are going to be seeing exactly what we saw with Prismatic. But so far, we are yet to see that. It's just a new product coming out, which is not a reprint. So that's all I want to say in this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.